Hi, I'm Lisa Leiter with this edition of Sneak Peek, our weekly look at the upcoming issue of Crain's. This week we have another installment in our series looking at the summer homes of Chicago area business owners and executives. We're in Buchanan, Michigan at the rambling farmhouse of architect Jeff Goulette and his wife Kelly McGrail. While the house is new, many of the furnishings and details within it are vintage.
We ended up coming up into the vineyard area and just completely fell in love with the rolling hills and the terrain and the fact that we're all surrounded by beautiful farmland. We had already a notion of sort of a connected grouping of farm buildings. We were out here one evening, just as it started to get dark, the land began to glitter with fireflies, and so that led us to call the place Firefly Hill. We really enjoyed the idea of having this blank palette that we could, express our own ideas and not be working around something that already existed. One of the unusual moves that we made was to make the kitchen the room that you just first walk into from the front entry. The house features a lot of repurposed materials, and the countertop at the island is one of those. That's recycled wood plank flooring from the late 1800s.
Even the chandeliers seem to have some flatware that's getting another use, right?
They do indeed. One of the things that we did to really be able to capture the views was setting the house just where the ridge of the hill starts to drop away. And so it was a big incentive to make this sweep of windows running across this side with the bay that ripples out. And it always feels to me a little bit like we're sitting on a balcony perch here up above the fields next door. The living room, what I wanted to do with the fireplace, particularly in the living room here, was to be able to have that scaled so that it speaks to the whole space and also works with the more close-in seating area of the living room.
So now we're heading up to the guest quarters.
Guest quarters and master suite.
And this is a little reading nook.
Yeah, we created a little library reading nook up here at the landing of the stair. So a great big upholstered bench, and it looks out on the pond and the neighbor's property next door and our front garden, and a very cozy spot to settle down with a book.
So this is the master suite.
Yes. We've never felt, Kelly and I, that bedrooms had to be enormous to impress people or something like that, so we just wanted them to be comfortable in scale.
And you have a lot of vintage details in here.
The wallpaper is William Morris designed wallpaper, first manufactured in the 1870s. The fireplace mantle is a piece of salvage from Britain, vintage about the 1890s. And the tiles set into the plaster are English Minton tiles from, again, the 1870s, the same era as the wallpaper.
Look at these sinks. Wow, tell me the story about these.
The sinks came from a French girls' school. So what we were able to do with them is set them up so that around the window there are kid scale mirrors and adult scale mirrors. So it all worked out really nicely.
Oh, I know this wallpaper has a story, so I definitely want to hear about this.
We were at a Red Moon Theater benefit event, and the theme was artists who were making the artworks at the event. And so a very talented artist named Casey Gunschel was hand stenciling this wallpaper. And so Kelly absolutely fell in love with it. So we were able to draw lots of great colors from the wallpaper to inform the rest of the room. One of the things that we thought was really amazing about this piece of property was that no matter in which direction you were looking, there was a beautiful view everywhere. I think the way that the house relates to the land and the fact that we were able to capitalize on the views that we had and really feature them, that instantly hit a chord with us.
For more details on Jeff Goulette and Kelly McGrail's home, be sure to check out our iPad app and our website, chicagobusiness.com. Thanks for watching.